Hello, English 9. This is Mrs. Long. I don't have much of a voice right now. I managed to capture what my kids have. But I just wanted to, first of all, wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you had a good chance to celebrate somehow this weekend. And good job on the definition essay. It was due yesterday. And as of yesterday, about noon, I saw about 6 papers and turned it in. So that's good news. I wanted to, to remind you that you guys need to turn it in both to Schoology and to Turn It In. Turn It In is where you get the feedback for that, and Schoology is where you're going to get the grade that goes into the rest of your grades in Schoology. So please do navigate to this section here, 6.43, and you did a great job of turning it to Turn It In. That's usually the part people forget, but you do need to turn it into Schoology too. And so you can go ahead and turn it in there, and you'll get your grade. I'm looking forward to reading those. As of today, we start a new session. This is a new unit, actually. And in a way, this is kind of a hodgepodge unit. It's a little bit of everything all put together, different standards that the district wants you to meet. It's called Unit 7, Exploring Transformations, where a transformation is some change in character or theme or text. Transformation in general is a change. You might have a transformation in your way of thinking, a transformation in your lifestyle, something that dramatically changes you. And characters change in literature, characters change in poetry, themes exist, and there are transformations that you have as a result of themes. Certain themes might speak to you. And there's transformation in language and in text. So, like I said, it's a little bit of a hodgepodge, but it's a catch-all for all the skills that you need to have in this part of the curriculum. So we're going to go ahead and start on Unit 7, and you're going to be doing Session 1 this week. That will be due before spring break. Note Sunday, March 23rd. Normally you guys have Monday through Friday to do all your work. You do get the extra weekend added in case you don't get it done, but it's due Sunday the 23rd. The good news for you guys is that Unit 6, if you have any makeup work for that, the last date you can complete Unit 6 work is Monday, March 31st, which is after spring break. So in a way, spring break is like your catch-up week so that you can get everything done that you didn't get before. So take note of that. Yes, you do have spring break. I think I saw an email come through this morning. Do we have spring break? Yes, you do, and you're not the only ones excited about it. So just know that. But this first unit in session, or first session in Unit 7 is before break, and we'll be starting Unit 7, Session 1, Exploring Transformations. So you're going to click on that. Your session plan, you can start with to know that you have a quiz worth 35 points, you have discussion worth 20 points, and a word origin exercise that's worth 40 points. So there are 95 points in this session. Those points come from these activities. If you move on forward, the essential questions that we're dealing with are: how is language in the text different or similar to what you encounter on a daily basis? Similarities and differences in different genres, literary genres. How do word meanings change over time? There was a time when if you said you were going to message somebody, it did not mean get on an electronic device and send an email or a chat. Word meanings do change with time and circumstance. And what do you do if you're dealing with text that's very, very difficult? And so those are all things you're going to be dealing with in this session. And moving right along. The first thing you're going to be doing is looking at how media influences you and how they support or don't support your claims. This is actually, it's kind of similar to what I'm doing with my sophomores right now in looking at persuasion. But you're going to be using an outside source with some curriculum here. So you're going to go to this source with the username agreed9spread, leaving the password blank. I'm going to copy that. You're going to go to this site, and it's going to give you a nice presentation about how media influences your thinking, not always positively and not always using logic. So you'll go here. It's called SAS Curriculum Pathways, and you'll log in with the username that I just gave you. No password. And you'll get to the presentation called Clear Thinking, Looking for Evidence. And I put a period in there, and that's why it's not valid. And so you'll get a chance to go through that presentation and think about how you're being influenced. And at that point, I'd like for you to think about some of the commercials that you are seeing on a regular basis. So most of you watch TV or watch YouTube where there are commercials. And you'll have a chance to share some of your observations about how you are influenced with media. There is a quiz that you'll be taking on the content that is in this presentation. And then you'll have a chance to, in this discussion, share your own memories of a commercial that you've seen and some of the ways that they try to influence you. They are trying to transform your buying purchases and your purchasing habits or your maybe political habits. So think about that and be sure to post not only your response but some observations on some other people's responses. I've seen some really good discussion in the past. I'd just like to see more of it. So let's have a good discussion this week, please. After you finish the discussion and this clear thinking presentation, you're going to be doing another outside source where you're looking at the transformation of language over time. And there are 4 tabs in this: prepare, identify, practice, and apply. And after you've gone through all 4 of these tabs, you're going to select the apply one and take their quiz and then post your quiz answers into Schoology. A little complicated, let me walk you through it. Again, you use the name Agreed 9 Spread. Copy that, go to your site on Word Origins. And you'll, see I'm already logged in, so it's not asking me for that password. But in this case, I'll go ahead and just log in as my name. And there's going to be a presentation that helps you look at English, where it came from. It goes all the way back in history to the 4th, 5th century, looking at the island of England. You can thank the British colonies, British imperialism, for the fact that we speak English, the second most major language in the world. You're going to be viewing first the presentation under Prepare.
London,
and it's going to
Dover,
give you
Carlisle. English town names and the vocabulary English-speaking people associate with towns reflect the varied cultural history of Great Britain.
So, going back to Celtic Britain, you'll watch that animation, then you'll come over to Identify, watch another animation, then practice with some different words that have their roots in Old English and in French, and then in Apply, you'll actually be taking a quiz and when you're completely finished with the quiz, you're going to copy and paste your answers back into Schoology under the assignment that's called Word Origins. You will just submit that with a copy and paste of the vocabulary quiz that you took here. It'll give you at the very end all of your answers and all the correct answers, and you'll paste that into Schoology. And again, that is just to look at how language changes over time, how some of our language originally came from Old English, how it evolved into Middle English, the influence of the French. There's also been some Germanic influence. English is in many ways like a mutt language. If you think about dogs and breeds, English is the mutt language that brings a lot of different languages together. Again, thank you, England, and thank you, Europe. So after you've pasted your quiz there, you are completely finished with the session. And so all that work again is due on the 23rd of March, that's Sunday, right before you start your spring break. If there are any questions, please be sure to message me. I'm always happy to get your emails and happy to answer questions. This is a little bit complicated. I will let you know. You're going to have to spend some time on it. The word origin stuff is not easy, but I know that you can do it. You just have to take it one step at a time. Put yourself in a place where you have at least a 60-minute session when you do this, because it does take some concentration. Get your little brother out of the room. Make sure your radio's not on. It will take some effort. But it's not too much to do this week. And if there are any other questions, please be in touch with me. Again, have a great St. Patrick's Day. Wear your green. And have a good week. Thanks. Bye-bye.